TimberBorn, episode 22 of our 1,000 Islands Folktails hard mode let's play. I think that's everything. And last time we tried to deal with the bad side semi-successfully, I guess. So we weren't able to divert all of it, so we did create a divert up here, but it kind of overflows. So the next step is to cap off the two bad water sources that we have here. So the furthest one is actually being built by the bot district over here, and then the nearer one, what was nearer one, is being built by the main district. So that's going on, and we've got some storage set up as well. So let's just prioritize that because we need to be bringing gears and planks over. And then the other thing that we were working on, which we kind of had to stop because of the very high bad water levels, was we were looking at getting over to the metal over here. So that is that's kind of on hold while we sort out these two bad water sources, because that's going to have many benefits. These are the last two uncapped bad water sources. So that means if we're not in a bad tide, we only get good water, which is, good for everyone. And then it means less flow during a bad tide. And the plan is to try and speed up the flow off of the map. So probably looking at trying to maybe deepen this side. Not sure how we're going to achieve that yet. And then over here, we got these guys a bit of extra farming because the bad tide killed off their other farm. So, yep. So they got themselves a decent bit of extra land now. They've got some production-y stuff. So, yeah, they should be good for a bit. Right. So, this district, we do have the issue with contamination, and I thought of the really obvious way to fix a bunch of this, and that is we're going to I just want to get the contamination barrier, which won't let me, so we're going to have to do them one at a time. Did you think of the obvious way of doing this? I'm recording this before previous video came out. The obvious way that I thought of dealing with this is this. Let's move the bad water away from the farmland with a bit of a buffer, and that should sort it. So somehow this is still pulling good water out of there. Kind of amazed by that, but yeah, so that's my cunning plan for dealing with this, is basically build land. I know I'm a beaver colony genius. I don't know. Otherwise everything's kind of going okay, and that's why in the last video I did ponder the idea of just jumping ahead a bunch. Oh, awesome. So they've got the planks over now, so that is actually enough planks, so that's cool. Hopefully they can get this done pretty quick. Likewise, we've got smaller scale storage here ready for this. So one more. No, the ladders are in fact, so they can get to this now. So it's just a case of getting it built. Also got the fuel. So our unfueled beavers will be okay going back. And what I'm hoping is that means that the builders will just run between supplies and get this built quite quickly. It's my hope. We will see. I guess if then we did want to try and speed up the flow out of here. Because that's kind of the next stage. So we do have 5 spare bots. So I'm thinking that we build... We can unbuild that. But I do... Someone did comment about me tidying up all the mess. I know there's a lot of mess here, but... The haulers are quite busy, but we can just prioritize some of this to be cleared up because it does bug me. So, and then up here, we will put in a builder's post. So let's prioritize building that because then more builders can build more stuff, which kind of makes sense to me. So, yeah. And then I am thinking that, I know it's ridiculously far. And how far are these from the district centre? They are 261. But these guys can work down in the toxic soup. So what I'm thinking, we can go down. How much can we go down? Quite a lot actually here. That's interesting. Is this side of the map just generally lower? I guess it is. One. That's, yeah, okay. Anyway. What I think we're going to do as a follow-up project, we might be able to hear Joker, my greyhound, having a dream next to us. Is and do that. We're going to put ladders there. And we'll bring the path through there. And we will begin to stage explosives and extract. And I think probably... Yeah, so these guys are now cracking through this at pace, which is great. Oh, was that one in? Awesome. Yep, that one's in. So these can now be set to empty. And we can then get rid of, or we can just detach the path. Well, I don't need to get rid of it. We can leave it there. Yeah, what I'm thinking is that, and the path might be an issue, but I think we start just cutting explosives through it, at least down to here. And I guess I'm wondering, yeah, we could do a single, make it twice as deep. But we've got the extract, so maybe we should do double and then cut out another bit down here and run all the way down here. And a bit of me, because they're beavers, so they'll get infected. Yeah. This is going to be a very long journey for these beavers. But what I think I'm going to do is throw in another hauling post. Low priority, many beavers, maximum priority build. Did they get this done? They're getting it done. They're getting it done. And suspect we need to get most of it built before we'll see a difference. Anywho. Yeah. So and these guys are kind of drained coming all the way over here, but it's what we need to do. And I can't think, unless we create a district with a district, I mean, we could put a district crossing in here and make this a district, but I'm not convinced. What we can do to help is come down here. Actually, this will help. This is an easy win. We demolish these. Actually, we could demolish these and then test it, couldn't we? Right, let's prioritize that, because that's a nice, easy, quick one. As I said, get the builders to do that. Wow, that is mostly built, so we do not need planks anymore, so that can be emptied. Metal beams, we only need 4, so that doesn't need to be prioritized. Just gears, really. And I'm wondering, as they open that up, it's not going to get more water through this bit, is it? It's the problem. Now these guys are back building this, which is going to get us there. And we did want bots to do this metal extraction then, which is a bit of a problem because we're coming up. Sorry about that. Punching the microphone is always a professional option. I'm in the reclining chair downstairs again. Yeah. We need a way of speeding up the flow out of this area. And I am very much still pondering how we achieve that. I don't think that's going to have done it because the bottleneck was down here. Maybe because someone built this. So maybe what we need to do is, I'm wondering if widening this would fix it. Which we could do, because once this is in, once they've built this, we could go even further, can't we? We could. Yeah, this is a bit of an experiment, but this might work. So what we're going to do is, do we need to, no. What we're going to do is come down and then come across about that many, and then we'll build a bridge between those two and we can then blast that out and see if that helps. So I'm actually going to prioritize those so they get them done. That's a better option than this one. I'm actually going to set that to be empty and that to be empty for now, while they finish this off. So that can now be emptied. Yep. And that can go. So just gears, and yeah. The bottleneck was definitely down here. And it might be because I put that in, and maybe I shouldn't. But I do think this might be the solution. And basically what we would do is just cut this corner away. So something like this. And see if that was enough. Might not be. Maybe we go a bit more. The other option is we try a bit of water folding off the edge there as well. Not sure if we can build off the side of a bridge. Looks like we might be able to. So let's try that first, actually. So kind of like we did here, using the Skystorm folding technique to speed the water up through that area rather than relying on something being wider. We'll go faster. And yeah, they're getting that done, so that's good. Considering that generally gears are a tricky one. And if we go into here, we have no gears. Well, let's just check that both districts are supplying gears, which they are. And I think over here, yeah, you've got gear production turned off. So let's crack that on. We do have gears. We probably need to be building more planks. So let's put in one more plank production. This is working to some extent. And I guess, because the problem was that I couldn't put the contamination barriers all the way along because I needed the path to get to the farmhouse. Now we've got this, we could then put in. Now, is it more effective to... So we've got contamination there as well. Yes, we can sort that by putting back the contamination barriers, because we can't close that corner off. So we'll see what that looks like once that's all done, I think. Back over here, we don't have our dynamite in yet. Okay, I'm going to wait until they've got all 5 placed. We'll then blow that and see if we can close the floodgates. Over here, we are still needing lots of gears. Okay, that's fine. Prioritized by haulers. There is less that they need to do now because they're just hauling over the fuel, the catalyst, and the gears. Hopefully that'll work. Back down here, it's just progressing. I guess there's the issue that we don't have enough log storage that we can fix. I think for now I'll just put a large pile, but I will have the intent of putting a larger pile. Let's get them to build. In fact, they are building that, so let's make that logs. That'll help tidy up some of the mess. These guys are smelting the scrap metal as fast as they can. Yeah, we really do need... No, we are okay for water, aren't we? Probably. Oh, no. Pause. That district has run out of water. So delete that. Didn't see that. Wow, yeah, we've got a whole load of thirsty beavers. So, obtain, prioritize. Yeah. Lucky we caught that. So, hopefully we are about to have a load of hauler beavers bring water from the main district, which has loads. So, we can fix this pretty easily. There we go. I know it's a bit of a cheaty trick, but it does work. So that says to me that we need more water pumping capability in this district. So we will address that in a moment. That's pretty much full. So that way, and then empty. And we'll just cycle that a couple of times just to get some water back here. But that says to me that, yeah, we need more water pumping capability. So what we're going to do is let's build it over this bit. Still got a lot of drought left, haven't we? So let's do 2 more of these. So we will preset them the way we like. So, and that also suggests to me that probably more storage would be useful. So let's also put in, I always go to water for storage rather than storage for storage. Let's put those in. And that means we need another double platform there. Water set to supply. Water set to supply. Okay. So they've not emptied that yet, which is a little bit annoying. I'm guessing that's why this is low as well, because the water level's got low in there. So we will have to do a little bit of bettling, but should be able to recover that okay. Right, let's go back over here. And that's another 100 to go. What about here? Have we got? We have, so let's try speeding up the water through this bit. And there we go. So, and then let's try closing this bit. There we go. And then we have to keep an eye down here and see if we end up with issues. So what have we changed? We capped off one of the bad water sources. We've removed some of the natural barriers, I think they're called now, and done the water folding down here. And so far, so good. We will need another staircase there. But yeah, that seems to have worked. The power of folding. I wonder, a bit of me wonders if we should just rip this down. We're working to get to this one, so maybe we just use this one. Maybe you want both. Trying to get haulers to come all the way across here is probably a negative. I'm not using trains. I don't like the trains. We have trains on the Mega Build series, and yeah, I don't think they do what I had hoped. So. All right, let's just keep an eye on this. That is just fine. So that's keeping it. You know, it's still flooding over here. Obviously, it's got to go somewhere, but now we can work on maybe corralling it slightly more slowly. And probably what we need to be thinking about is a connection across here, because that would go a long way to dealing with it. It really would. Really would. Right. So now that's there. What we can do is put in a set of bridges, and they should be able to build that one once that one's in. And then we can place all of the dynamite without losing our connections. So I've done that. Yeah, that's a long way to connect, isn't it? It's either that or explosives, though. You know, either explosives down through there or down through there, like we spoke about. I mean, down through there would be better because it might keep the bad water away from some of the other bits. I'm pondering. That's what I do. They are getting there with that. They are getting there. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we are going to need to use more mines. And that's partly why this district was here, so that they could start to work towards that. But if we can pull the bad water down here, I guess the thing we have to be careful with is pulling the good water away. Now, there's a way we could do this. There is a way we could do this. Which might be a bit crazy. But if it's stupid and it works, not stupid. Yes, we do quote the mighty jingles here. And what I am thinking is probably need at least double floodgates. This is going to be quite the construction. But we don't need these, I don't think. We will delete these. We need to put back the storages, and I'm tempted to do large. I do. No. Do that. Or. No. Yeah, we're building so much over here, it really doesn't matter. Right. There we go. So, logs, chain, planks, obtain. There we go. So, can you tell what it is yet? Should not make jokes about him. Oh yeah, we're going to do floodgates along there. We're going to do floodgates through here. So we can put a levee there. And there. And double floodgates. So the idea of using floodgates is it lets us open them up when water is good. But what I want to try and do is corral this down here, through a series of floodgates. And then we can just do simple triggers. Hopefully it won't break. So I did have an issue on the Mega Build series where simple triggers kind of played up because I'm not sure if it's because we had a lot going on. And this is going to be a lot. And we could manually control it all. That is entirely possible. So, yeah. That's a problem. Not a big problem. So we just need to move them. So let's do that. Let's build new ones there and there. So biofuel, catalyst. There we go. Let's prioritize building those. But that little trick has worked. It's a bit high, but once we get all the explosives in, that will help with that. So, and probably what I should have been doing is let's go for one of those and put explosives in that. We don't need much extract. I'm not too worried about that, but for the explosives, that might help. Then if we need to go further, we can. Yeah. It's pretty high. It's pretty high. And we could maybe do with when it's not a bad tide, either cutting some of this away and or doing some folding as well. So, yeah, so these can be deleted. They were flooded. And did I have? Yeah, did have one biofuel, one catalyst. So make sure they're prioritized. For now, I'm not going to have these being up. Yeah, nearly done. Excellent. So let's see if we can keep this stupidity going. I know I should probably be sensible and not be doing it from so far away, but it seems like fun. Why are you? Oh no, you're not. It's because I've got these set to empty. So that one is empty. See, that can set to be a thing because we want that. That's almost empty, so that's okay. We've done a lot of tidying up, which is good. We've got reasonable amount of metal actually, so let's make sure that we are exporting the metal to both districts. We are awesome. So over here, how are we looking? We are not quite okay, but we are not far from being okay. So I think if we then did, and it might, you know, we could tackle this in a couple of ways. We could keep extending the land, or we could put in the contamination barriers. I kind of think the contamination barriers might be the answer. That's what we're going to do. Oh, cool. We've got our new water pumps in. And Oh, we are out of water again. I'm getting distracted, so we need to repeat the process. Obtain. There we go. So... pause. How bad are you? Oh, they're not too bad. They've only just started to get dehydrated. So, and this district has plenty of water still. And that could be the problem. Let's tell them to import some water. That'll help. And they have very quickly filled up the water tank again, and we will empty it. There we go. So the other thing that we can do is we can tell them to, in fact, they are importing water from here, so that's good. Yeah, I put the piece of dynamite there because it was bugging me, so we can do that. Whether we should have another layer of pumps so that we can pump the rest of this out, I don't know, but I think this is this. I think we've got the solution. We didn't have enough pumping capacity for the number of beavers that we've got, and we didn't have enough storage, and we've addressed both of those, so should be okay. Should be okay. I'm assuming this isn't running just because there's not enough water. So we will let them empty this and then we'll refill it again because they are pretty much just drinking it rather than shifting it. So there we go. And let's fill again. We've got 3.7 days left, and we are in a bit of a water battle. You could be pumping. You're not low enough to pump. Okay. Okay. There we go. Empty again. We'll see how that goes. I'm kind of thinking that I've got another 2,400 water storage, so it should be okay. Yeah, we should be okay. Famous last words and all that. Let's check down here. How are we doing? We are okay, and this is in, so let's see if this helps. And again, what we can do is put in the teeth to fold it. So the reason, no, we can't put it there, so we'll put it there. The reason this works is TimberBorn's a bit funny with water, and it will go down a surface, but here there are 3 surfaces for it to go down, so more water can get through the gap. And yep, that's staying okay there. So, and then down here, it's going out okay. So, yep. Until we get the next ridiculousness done. So probably we want to prioritize the tree deletion, because otherwise they won't do that, because that's how this game works. Yeah, this is going to take a while. This is going to take a while, because we've got those. We're then going to have to do across here. Yeah, across there somewhere. And the other option is, yeah, I'm not sure. We'll keep trying this for now. let's empty that. Right, that's done. So we now need to bring a few bots over to do this job. Do we have any that we can spare? And that was the delight that was a greyhound having a drink. So we had to pause. We do have actually a decent number of spare bots. So we are going to send our first bots. We have imported biofuel, haven't we? Yep, so please tell me I put another bio, because catalyst is being made here anyway. Catalyst goes there. Catalyst is made here. And we have actually not a lot of catalyst, so. But I'm not sure if we could make one of those, couldn't we? Let's make one of those into, yeah, biofuel supply. There we go. And I am going to put in another water tank there. Set to supply. Let's prioritize building that. That's for treated planks. Okay. That's in, which is cool. I'm thinking, could we fit 3? We could, couldn't we? 3. We could fit another set of water tanks there. And I am kind of worried about the whole water situation. So, down to 3,000 water. With 2.5 days to go. So, water. And we were able to fill our water supply, but there's a lot of empty water tanks in the district now. So, let's you unpause when it's below 1.93. But I think our water dump, yeah, I think the problem was the water dump was set in such a way that it was keeping this area too full for the pump to kick in. So hopefully this one will kick in now. And pump some water out for us. But we're going to shuffle that across to there. And apply. And yeah, the water situation is not great, but we've only got 1 and a bit days to go, and it will suddenly rapidly improve. So nothing's suffering critically for it apart from some slightly thirsty beavers. You can go and probably delete a bunch of this. I will leave some of that so you can get to it. In our... There we go. You're supposed to be down. There we go. You are 30 years away. So close. It's probably taken us a whole bad side, but we might get there. And actually, we've cleared this part of the map of it. So, yeah. I think... So, whilst we're working on this, there's a solution. I'm not entirely convinced. So, I think the other angle... I forgot to move the bots across, didn't I? Oh, jeez. So yeah, there are now 20. So let's do from District 3 to District 1. we will do 10 bots. And I'm going to put in all of them as metal workers. So what we're going to do is run a path across there and do metal, scrap metal flag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we will change those all to be bots. And we'll then put in some storage for the scrap metal part way so that these guys can empty it. But I don't want the haulers having to come all of the way across to here. So maybe we will do here. Storage. Large pile. Scrap metal. Because most places are struggling for scrap metal, so this, I believe, will help with that. But if I go into this district, which doesn't have smelting capability, so we're going to be wanting to export it, but 0.8 of a day be okay for water now. So we're probably going to not want to be importing it into that area. What we want to do is export it out of that area, and then over here we are not there. We're just importing metal. Cool. So probably no, we shouldn't need to export it into there as well. That just seems crazy. Cool. Right. We're mostly getting this under control. We might need to do a bit more, but I'm more worried about finishing the drought and recovering the situation. So yeah, I know the bots are getting very tired coming out here, but hey, they'll survive. Probably need to give those a bit of priority, but that needs to be the highest priority. Yeah, and I'm going to let this run for a bit. I did say I would automate it, didn't I? Guess the challenge is that we're going to end up letting some through because there's a pocket here which is sitting stale. But that's okay. It's okay. I think what we'll do is, now it's relatively clean, we'll just crack it open and let things do their thing. It's a technical term, letting things do their thing, and I'm hoping that it will be diluted enough that nothing particularly bad happens. As it flows through the map, we are not worried about those ones pumping. Everything else really does need to. And it's going to be interesting to see how all of this behaves. And that corner might be an issue. Corner might be an issue, but we'll see. We'll see. And we might need to put floodgates in here so that none of the water that's from this side goes out of there. That probably actually is a pretty sensible idea. So yeah, something like should be able to build all of that. So I'm going to high prioritize that actually. I've got all of the resources just over here, so it should be pretty quick to build. Down here, we are at 15% contamination, and that's about to crack open. They're hopefully pumping. I'm actually going to get all of these pumping because we really do need water. So, yep. These will be pumping, which is good. They can start restocking this district. Down here, we are waiting for stuff to open up and flush out. Likewise over here. And this is where things might not behave brilliantly after a bad tide. So we'll see. This has opened on day 2, which is cool. This is open. This is closed up again. And yeah, we're not quite getting canals, but we're not far off, are we? And some of that is because the flow's being directed the wrong way, and we actually want that to stop. And we are going to get that to stop very shortly, so that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, and this is all getting built. This is almost in, and that's going to mean that we have a much, much cleaner map. By cleaner, I mean less bad water. Did these guys, did they run out of water or something? I'm not sure why this isn't running. I've not got enough beavers. You need to be a priority, buddy. Did they all die? What did they die of? Starvation. Well, that's a little sad, isn't it? I know some of you, it's probably because of that, because I had that paused. Well, that's a little sad, isn't it? Rest in peace, little colony. I'm kind of gutted on that note. And obviously I was very distracted, so we might resurrect that when we can get beavers back out to it. Some sort of cursed district. Those of you that called that colony wasn't going to survive, you were indeed correct. Are we exporting those? Yeah, still. We are. They just aren't going out fast enough, I guess. I'm a bit gutted about that. But this is working pretty well. It'll get better as these go in. So, yep, you're still going very slowly. Very slowly. So, yeah, we have a bad water diver. I'm not sure I like it, and you guys haven't seen this yet because I'm recording this before that video's gone live, so probably actually there'll be a bit of a gap in recording now, so you can give me some feedback on this. Yep, let's not mention this little incident, okay? That was entirely mismanagement by me. Not unpausing that, basically. Yeah. I feel sad for the beavers. Is it even on the list? I'm sure some of you spotted it. But no. I'm not sure when these guys expired, but expire they did. Yeah, and we've got areas like this now where we probably, unpause you because these have died. We maybe want to think about blocking this off, and we could actually, with a bit of terraforming here, make this into a bit of a reservoir. Which wouldn't be a bad thing, you know. Got all of our new water tanks built and filling, which is good. Yeah, I think we're going to call it a day at this point. And wait and see what you guys think of what we've built so far. And we have a drought approaching, which is kind of good, apart from the fact that we really need to be getting a lot more water pumped. So unfortunately, I may have had an app, but I wasn't paying attention to it. OBS crashed. The water pumping is doing okay. More would be good, but we've got a few days left, so hopefully we can fill up the water supply. Actually, I'm going to plan it now so I don't forget before next time. I think we want to put in more water pumping here. So let's do that. So before I forget, I'm going to make that a high priority job. There we go. So, because we've got a lot of empty water tanks here, and that's not good. And likewise, we've got a lot of empty water tanks here, but we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We've got 14 water tanks, big water pumps, 15 big water pumps going. So I think we're okay there. I don't know if it made it in, but I'm thinking of making a water tank out of this area because this is kind of dead. Current-wise, there's no movement here now, so this is just going to stay this kind of horrible brackish stuff, but with a bit of terraforming here. And I think we can do a little bit of exploding. We can make a 3-deep reservoir here, which is not too bad. But I think with the issues we've just had, our next big project is closing in the big reservoir here. So we don't need this area for water flow now because it's already blocked off. So, yeah, I think that's the plan. And we will then carry on with our intent to fill it from up here. Yeah, so hopefully that ending sort of made sense. Annoyingly, we missed a few days, but yeah. Anyway, comments, questions, or suggestions below, please. And I will see you next time.